What's up, my fellow clout givers? So a Fallout TV show got announced recently, and we just got a teaser trailer of what it looks like so far. In my honest opinion, it looks really promising. The only real concern I have with the show is that apparently it takes place a few years after the events of Fallout 4. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with that, but at the very least, it is interesting. But on the topic of the Fallout TV show's teaser trailer, I got to witness absolute peak content, and that is that PlayStation gamer's reaction to the Fallout TV show teaser trailer. Now, when I say peak content, I'm obviously being sarcastic for those of you that couldn't pick that up. This is a bland reaction video towards the Fallout teaser trailer, and long story short, it looks like that PlayStation gamer is not that happy with the trailer, and all of the arguments he makes on why he doesn't like it that much or is too cautious about it are pretty stupid. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look on why the Fallout teaser trailer looks bad. Let's get to it then, shall we?
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
Stop! Lucy! Vault 33. I don't think that's a vault that's in any of the games, is it?
I'll come back to this when we get to a particular part in his video, but no, Vault 33 is not a vault from any of the video games. If the Fallout TV show is trying to do its own thing in another country, it would not make sense for them to use any of the already existing vaults from the video games.
You need to go home. Vault dwellers are an endangered species.
Rad Roach.
Wow, TPG, very informative. Thank you for informing us that that is, in fact, a rad roach. I never could have guessed otherwise.
You would be willing to do what it takes to survive up here.
Okay, I want to say this right out. Todd Howard gets credit for Fallout being the Fallout creator. He's not. He didn't create the IP. And Todd Howard's Fallout to me has never been that great.
Well, the reason why Todd Howard is being given the credit for the Fallout games nowadays is because he is involved in the newer Fallout games like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. The original creator of the Fallout games completely separated himself from the actual games. Plus, another reason is probably because it's good marketing. You could put Tim Kaine in there, or Interplay Entertainment, but since they aren't involved with Fallout anymore, it probably wouldn't raise that much attention to it like crediting Bethesda or Todd Howard would.
If you insist on staying, then you will have to adapt.
So you have a claim, oh, we're part of the studio that made The Boys, and free 2-day shipping. Oh no, dude. Are we going with that?
I don't think you realize that there's a joke within that part of the trailer when it comes to the free 2-day shipping. They're obviously making a joke about Amazon. Also, what do you mean are we going off that? What's the insinuation that came up in your mind when you saw that this is brought to you by the same studio that made The Boys? Like, I'm just kind of curious, man. What exactly is the problem here?
I have cringe.
How is that cringe? You aren't really providing any great input here. You're just kind of saying shit for the sake of saying shit, and it makes it really hard to watch your videos, especially when your audio is very quiet and you put little to no effort in your content.
That's cringe. That's cringe to me. And that joke, oh, you have to adapt to survive. I'm a little worried. A little worried.
You're worried for this TV show because of one small scene where the actor goes, in response to that while watching the dog eat a rad roach. I really don't understand what you're trying to get at, but then again, you can't expect much out of a huge fanboy for The Last of Us.
I don't want to see tomorrow unless I see it with you.
I don't know how to feel about this. I don't. You know what it is? Oh, it's just firing a shot. You know what it is? There's just so much gray in this shot.
You're upset at the power armor being gray. That's gotta be the dumbest nitpick I've ever heard for a TV show, and this is just a teaser trailer. It reminds me a lot of Under the Mayo too, with how he didn't like the colors in Elden Ring.
I mean, it looks like a fantasy game. Very... lots of green, brown, and we got yellow trees. Green, brown, and yellow, which are colors that are not entirely pleasing to me.
I would also like to point out that this TV show is most likely going to revolve around the Brotherhood of Steel for a good amount of time. If you know the Brotherhood of Steel in the games, you'd probably know that having the power armor gray is pretty standard, and it's like how the military does their uniforms, because giving military uniforms any other kind of color would be pretty stupid. Again, I just need to rub it in that this is probably the dumbest nitpick I've ever heard for a TV show.
Like, look at that. There's just like so much steel, so much gray. It's ridiculous.
My question to this would be, if the coloring of the power armor and the vertibird was such a big deal to the point you have to cry about it this much, what would you have them do rather than that? The Fallout universe ain't all sunshine and rainbows, bruh. Like, were you expecting the power armor to be a bright blue with sparkles or some shit? Let's be realistic here.
Tomorrow, so they say, will...
Oh, they look worse in a group.
They look worse in a group. Please explain how. I need an in-depth analysis on what's wrong with this picture right now, TPG. Like, I understand that you suffer from pretty significant brain damage, especially when your earlier criticism is that the power armor's too gray, but I think you could at least come up with a decent argument on what exactly is wrong with this group of soldiers in power armor.
Tomorrow.
Dog looks like a dog.
Wow. Dog looks like a dog. Very insightful, TPG. I never could have guessed otherwise. I mean, if you weren't there to bless me with your amazing commentary, I probably would have mistaken it for a cat. You really helped me dodge a bullet there. On a real note though, if this is the best you can do to commentate on a trailer, then you really have to just sit back and realize this is probably why you have this many subscribers. If your content is this boring and uninformative, as well as just containing really stupid criticisms like that, then it's no wonder that your channel is that irrelevant. Please do better on your commentary, even if you have to read off of scripts like me. Just figure out how to improve your content significantly, and you'll most likely get so much out of it. Trust me, it'll do you a lot.
They say...
They don't look bad. They don't. But I think it's the movement that's not happy. And
the movement that replicates power armor being heavy and chunky, that's probably the point. Power armor is very heavy, bruh. You telling me that the movement in the trailer isn't replicating the heavy movement? I'd really like to know what's the issue here. Elaborate on what's wrong with the power armor movement.
I also want to know what the hell's going on with this little thing right here. Is that supposed to be like the, you know, like the zoom in thing? Like, because like their helmets should be able to do that by natural.
That's another moment I want to keep in mind for later on, but I'd really love to know where you got that from. Power armor visors do not have that advanced technology to the point they can zoom in on anything. That's what the magnifying glass on the helmet is for. Also, you might be mistaking the power armor's visor with the VATS system on a Pip-Boy, which I don't know if they'll showcase that in the TV show, but the VATS is not on a power armor helmet. That is something that comes from a Pip-Boy, and it's mostly there as a gameplay gimmick more than anything.
Oof. And okay, from the looks of it, where does this take place?
I'm guessing it wasn't obvious when you get to see the pier next to the ocean. Like, bro, what other pier looks like that? That is quite obviously the Santa Monica Pier in LA. I don't know how you missed that to the point you have to ask that question.
Does this take place in New Mexico?
You dense motherfucker. Did you not see the big ocean and pier? You're gonna sit there and ask the question that this may take place in New Mexico despite the trailer obviously showing the Santa Monica Pier. Like, are you not paying attention at all?
Does this take place in California? Actually, it can't take place in California. because the Brotherhood is basically wiped out in California.
Well, now you're just pulling this out of your ass. The Brotherhood was not wiped out in California. California is literally where their main base is. I'm assuming the reason you thought they were wiped out is because of one of the endings in Fallout New Vegas, but that's not even a canon ending, and even if it were, that doesn't mean they were wiped out from the face of the earth. Again, that's another point of pseudo-intellectuality that we gotta keep in mind for later on in this video.
Like, there's very few of them around, lore-wise.
My guy, the Brotherhood of Steel is big enough to be its own faction now in the current iteration of Fallout. At first they were an isolated group, but they've expanded vastly since then and are now much bigger. Why do you think the Brotherhood has airships now? They can't possibly just have something like that without being a massive faction.
Especially, we're going to find out later, this does take place in the Fallout 4 timeline. Or not, I guess not the timeline, but sometime after it.
Exactly, so the Brotherhood would not be a small isolated faction like you just claimed earlier. Next time, know your shit before you speak.
It will be a lovely day. A bright new sun will suddenly break through. But I
am not a fan of that. Oh, God. Okay, as a Fallout fan,
I'm gonna stop you right there. You cannot speak on behalf of Fallout fans when you have been showcasing some serious pseudo-intellectuality here. You couldn't figure out that this show takes place in Los Angeles and also got confused by the new vault. You tried claiming that the Brotherhood of Steel is very few in numbers. You tried claiming that the power armor's visor could zoom in rather than what the VATS on the Pip-Boy does. You tried saying that the Brotherhood of Steel got wiped out in California, most likely because of a non-canon ending in Fallout New Vegas, and now you're gonna bitch about the design of the ghoul. You are not a real Fallout fan. I hate to break it to you, but you just aren't. Even if the show ends up being a massive flop, it doesn't change the fact that you've gotten so much wrong in this video.
like a guy who is a pretty big lore fan, used to fall asleep watching Oxhorn videos, which, you know, that's a whole different thing.
Well, fuck me sideways. That's why you're so stupid when it comes to Fallout lore. You used to watch Oxhorn, the guy that's infamous for lying and over-exaggerating in regards to the Fallout franchise. The guy known for basically saying that retcons are good, and yet you wanted to speak on behalf of all Fallout fans. Get the fuck out of here.
I do not like how this ghoul looks. And it's not so much... What's the best way for me to put this?
God. This is why I hate reaction videos, because most of the time when I watch videos like this, they don't edit out the fluff. It's the same issue I had with Mad Stark Avon. Reaction content is just the lowest bar of commentary you could possibly do, and it's so frustrating having to try and listen to it when you can't be bothered to edit your videos and cut out fluff. Seriously, it's so stupid.
He doesn't look like a ghoul to me. He looks like a guy who lost his nose and got some severe fucking sunburn.
I don't think you know how sunburns work, just throwing that out there, but how can you sit there and say that this doesn't look like a ghoul? This is probably the best thing we'll ever get for a ghoul in a live action TV show. Would you rather they do some dumb CGI bullshit to make him look like one? Hate to break it to you, but you may need to get your eyes checked, because this is the best a ghoul will ever probably look in an actual TV adaptation to Fallout.
That stuck with him for most of his life. A ghoul to me is like someone like their pieces are like falling off. Like
their pieces are falling off. Do you know words, TPG? Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Do you comprehend the English language? What the fuck do you mean their pieces are falling off? You mean their skin or their body parts? That made sense. And if that's what you mean, tell me how this ghoul does not look like a ghoul. His nose is missing like a ghoul. His body is warped like a ghoul. He just straight up looks like a ghoul. I genuinely don't understand where you're coming from. You say you're a massive Fallout nerd, yet here you are showcasing that you're the complete opposite.
The skin is flaking off. This just looks like a guy who's got a sunburn.
I don't think losing your nose and your skin being warped to shit is caused by a sunburn, my guy. I think that's something you get from extreme levels of radiation, which is precisely what the ghoul in the TV show looks like. Maybe use your eyes for a moment, and most importantly, go outside, because you do not know what sunburns look like.
Like, it literally looks like a guy that has a face mask over him. And of course, the rest of his body is going to be covered by his suit. So it literally is just that, a guy with a ghoul mask.
Are you seriously complaining that the ghoul is wearing clothes like a normal person? What the fuck?
Yeah, he's just a little dehydrated. He's a little dehydrated. There's your ghoul right there, folks. A slightly dehydrated man with a missing nose. Oh, man.
Oh, so first you think the ghoul got that New Mexico sunburn, now he's just severely dehydrated. Which one is it? Or alternatively, you can just admit that this is the best looking ghoul we could ever get in a Fallout TV show. I mean really, my question is, what would you rather have them do instead of what we actually got? I'm very curious about your proposal. What can they actually do better to make him look more like a ghoul?
And it's so funny because when I saw the leaked image, I thought that was going to be John Hancock, because I thought they were going to do the Fallout 4 story.
Fallout 4's story takes place in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Why on earth would Hancock be in Los Angeles all of a sudden when he's busy being a mayor in his own town? Like, you can't make this shit up. This guy's actually brain dead if he thinks Hancock will just suddenly appear in Los Angeles for no good reason when he's the mayor of Good Neighbor that's all the way in Boston. Just admit that you don't know the Fallout lore, bruh. You can't be this inept.
Which, honestly, could be pretty interesting. But I guess we're not getting that?
Of course you're not getting Hancock from Fallout 4 when he lives in Massachusetts, dumbass. The best thing you're probably gonna get out of the TV show are a few ambiguous references to Fallout 4, like maybe they'll talk about the Institute briefly, or the events that took place in the game. But you're not gonna just straight up see a character from Fallout 4 like Hancock just appear out of nowhere, or at least I would hope not, because that would be fucking stupid. But no, the TV show takes place in Los Angeles. Fallout 4 takes place in the Massachusetts. Learn the difference.
Unless I see it with you. I grabbed a moldy one.
Why is there a Cyclops?
Okay, I know a lot of people are making out the Cyclops as a huge deal breaker for the show, but come on, are we really gonna pretend that this is out of place when we've arguably witnessed so much weirder shit happen in the Fallout franchise? Remember the Master from the original game? Like, come on, a Cyclops in Fallout is nothing. If something like the Master in Fallout 1 can exist, then so can a fucking Cyclops. The whole thing about the Cyclops being a bad thing in the show is a huge nothing burger.
And he's a vault dweller. The fuck? The fuck?
Bro, calm down. It's a trailer for a TV show. There's no need to scream your lungs out over something like this. Take a chill pill.
So this is a guy who took over for a vault that, opened up and, let people out. And he just moved in and, took over. I don't know how the fuck there's a Cyclops in Fallout.
There's a pretty reasonable explanation for that, actually. Vaults are very well known for having their silly little experimentations on vault dwellers, and no, overseers are not excused in this. They can be part of them too. Remember that one vault in Fallout 3 where they straight up just put the vault dwellers in a virtual reality like it's the Matrix? Remember that one vault where every single vault dweller was named Gary? That's not the only vault that does weird experiments like that. A lot of vaults have done those in a wide variety of different ways, so that's your first potential explanation, is that the Cyclops was an experiment. The other explanation would just be that it's a mutation, which, it's Fallout. It makes sense. Mutants are everywhere.
Listen, Fallout is a crazy fucking universe. That's a crazy fucking world. Period. Crazy. There's people who literally grew a fucking stump on them and became a tree. But that kind of makes sense in the context of Fallout, because they actually kind of explain it.
So basically what I'm hearing is that this is selective outrage on your part. You acknowledge that Fallout is a weird universe full of weird mutations, so how come the Cyclops is out of place? If you really think the Cyclops is a nonsensical addition to Fallout, then basically you are wanting them to take away what makes Fallout Fallout. Mutants are a big portion of Fallout's universe, and I don't understand how it's such a big deal that one of them ends up being a Cyclops when we straight up have things like the Deathclaw, or the mutated Salamander, or the fucking Mothman in Fallout 76. Once again, this outrage over the Cyclops is a complete nothing burger.
You know, we have a world where there's essentially zombies, giant fucking roaches, giant bears that look like they're fucking bone and meat only.
Again, just further proving my point that this is just selective outrage. I mean, you're the supposed Fallout expert, right? You would know that we've seen worse things than a Cyclops. Again, the fucking master. He's just a huge pile of human goo. You don't think that's weird and out of place? Fallout is full of weird things, dude. A Cyclops is not universe breaking.
But for some reason, I can't believe the Cyclops. And they drink moldy coffee. I'm worried for this one. I'm worried.
Your reasons to be worried so far are pretty fucking stupid. Oh, but don't worry, The Last of Us gets a pass because this guy has such high standards for a TV show, right? And you wonder why nobody takes you seriously.
He has to be a vault dweller. Cause watch, you'll see something. He has a Pip-Boy.
Wow, the Pip-Boy was the dead giveaway for you? Not the Vault-Tec mug, another Vault-Tec mug, a Vault-Tec can, the fucking Vault Dweller jumpsuit? No, it wasn't any of those things. The Pip-Boy sold it for you. Holy shit, you've gotta be under the Mayo levels of unobservant. Yes, that is a Vault Dweller. Good job. But a Vault Dweller being a Cyclops is not out of place like you think it is. For all we know, it was probably just another silly experimentation that the Vault conducted.
Pip-Boys are given to Vault Dwellers.
No. Pip-Boys were made way before the Great War even happened. Pip-Boys were sold to everybody. Even in the Wasteland, people are still able to buy Pip-Boys. They aren't exclusive to Vault Dwellers, you sped. Once again, you are completely showcasing that you are not the Fallout expert like you think you are.
So he has to be a Vault Dweller, which doesn't make any sense! In a pre-apocalypse world.
The correct term is post-apocalyptic world. Get it right, dipshit.
To my imagination, in a Fallout world, there was never Cyclops people.
Nobody cares about your personal headcanon, dude. And if you really think a Cyclops is a universe-breaking addition to Fallout, then you have to be a brand new level of stupid. That just tells me you don't understand one of the biggest appeals of Fallout being that it has a bunch of different mutants.
I know I'm getting stuck up on, the Cyclops guy. I'm sorry. But it's just something that's like, okay. I feel like this is going to be something with, it was made to be a generic show with a Fallout skin on it. I feel like it.
You're basing this off the fact that there's a Cyclops in the show. And also, this is just a teaser trailer. We don't know what the show is going to be like yet. And having your expectations be this low to the point you'll just say it'll be another generic TV show with a Fallout paintover is pretty bad faith.
Play some classic music that sounds kind of fitting into the theme. But there's that's it. That's the closest thing you got to authentic Fallout so far.
Dude, I fucking can't. This dude is unironically brain dead. If you think the music is the only thing they got right with what they've shown from this teaser trailer, you're incredibly moronic. They've got several things that feel like that would be in a Fallout. Ghouls? Check. Wasteland? Check. Cities made out of scraps? Check. Vault Dwellers? Check. Mutants? Check. Mr. Handies? Check. Classical music? Check. Power armor? Absolutely check. I don't know if you're blind, but all of those things I just listed are present in this teaser trailer, and they all embody an authentic Fallout experience. Just admit that you're not a big Fallout nerd like you think you are, and we'll be done here.
The Brotherhood steel, the suit of armors, they look okay, they look fine. The ghoul guy didn't look so great. Not a fan of it. Now we got Cyclops guy drinking moldy coffee. Ugh.
Again, complete non-issue.
Moldy one.
Okay, the Yaay. By the way, I think I know this actor. Wasn't he the actor in Dune? The original Dune. Okay, the Yaay looks good. That looks like a Yaay.
If that is a good-looking Yaay, then this is a good-looking ghoul. You can't just appreciate one thing about this show that encapsulates the authentic Fallout experience and not appreciate the other. That's called selective outrage.
Why does everything else look so weird? The fuck is this thing?
That's a salamander TPG. They are called gulpers and they were introduced in Fallout 76. Once again, you are proving that you're not an actual Fallout expert.
Confirmation, this takes place after Fallout 4.
I don't understand what the issue is here. I mean, sure, Fallout 4's story is not exactly good, but if something takes place years after those said events, then that basically means you can craft something as if it's a standalone story. Also, if the reason you're complaining about that is you think that's the Pridwin, fun fact, that's not actually the Pridwin. It's a different airship that is one of the same type as the Pridwin.
Oh my gosh, hi Kibber, hi, who's a good boy? I love the Kibber, I love the all my sets. You caught me in the middle of recording, didn't you? Yes you did, you're spoiled. You're a spoiled little cat. Wanna purr the mic? Hi Kibber. Okay, you go now. Good kitty.
Anyways, the name of the actual ship in the show appears to be Caswinen, so there you go. This is an entirely different airship and not the Pridwin.
So this shit's canon, for the record. Wait, who's this? Oh my god, is that the same guy? I'm trying to remember this movie.
TPG, it appears to me that you've been caught in 4K lacking. Why did OnlyFans pop up on your search bar the moment you started typing? Is there something we need to know, TPG? Don't tell me you're actually buying shit off of OnlyFans, because if so, I am most likely going to make fun of you for it for the rest of your life. Also, of fucking course he has a Last of Us background on his web browser. Like, the dick writing for Neil Druckmann is actually crazy.
Is this the same guy? It's the same fucking guy. Holy shit. Fuck a car alarm. Wow, it's the same guy. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I see. Wait. He's... I see. This takes place in California. It has to. There's the observatory. I think that's the observatory. Which is in California. Right?
It took you this long in the video to finally figure out that the show takes place in California. I feel very sorry for you if you are this blind, TPG. Like, you might actually be legally blind if it took you this long to figure it out.
Or maybe this part of the story is in California? Okay. I'm a little concerned for this one. Boy, season 4 looks great. That looks great. I'm not so sure about this Fallout show. I'm not so sure. I'm going to have to see more of it. Before I make a call on it. But so far, there's some things I like. There's some things I don't. There's a lot of things actually I don't. But I gotta see like a real trailer. This is a teaser trailer, so hopefully we'll get a real trailer sometime in the near future.
I mean, I would hope so. That's kind of standard for marketing a TV show, is that you put out more trailers to show more of what it has to offer. Kind of a no-brainer, you know? But with that, we have finally reached the end of this god-awful reaction video. Honestly, I only watched very few of TPG's content, and my god, if this is the kind of shit you're putting out constantly, it's no wonder your channel is just completely and utterly irrelevant. It's also no wonder why I don't like reaction content to begin with, because it's just the bottom of the barrel when it comes to commentary. There's no editing, there's no actual thought put into the video, and there's no real valuable input or criticism regarding it. All it is just selective outrage, more selective outrage, and a bunch of pseudo-intellectualism, acting as if he's an expert for this franchise when in reality, he knows nothing about the series to begin with. Overall, this reaction video is a complete dumpster fire, and yeah, there's not much more to it. It's just bad. Learn how to put effort in your videos and your criticisms. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow my Twitter because I need clout.